Hi there. Welcome to my Module 9, Part B, Personal Reflection on Mobile Learning and Technology and using technology in the classroom efficiently. So, to reflect on my own teaching career in the past 10 years or so, I thought you had to be a superhero or some kind of magician pulling tricks out of their hats, or even an IT tech whiz to use technology effectively. I, on the other hand, look like this. No more. And what's changed for me is really just the proliferation of the internet. I mean, I used to use computers that look like this. We've come a long way, haven't we? We really use things that look like this now. And this gives us a lot more freedom in so many ways, especially with the proliferation of the World Wide Web and the internet. We've really brought our world together and made it smaller. So, the great thing about all this is that they are free. At least most of these tools are. And that's really made a difference in accessibility for people all over the globe. So we're looking at 6 different theories today. The first one is behaviorism. This is also dealing with classical and operant conditioning. If you think back way long ago to Pavlov's dog, if you've heard of him, right? He was that dog who, whenever a bell was rung, he would get food. So he started to salivate eventually, take away the bell, he'd take away the food, and he would just respond to the bell and start salivating. That's conditioning. That's behaviorism. Example of a behaviorism tool or app is Reading Magic 2 bought books because it rewards desired behavior. And that's a classic condition of behaviorism. Another theory we're looking at is constructivism. Constructivism, the central tenet of it is that we all have previous foundations of knowledge that we build layer upon layer of knowing and knowledge and information on afterwards. A teacher doesn't just pour something in, but rather we, like a squirrel, start collecting information, hoarding it, building it, and then we use our tools to take what's important. So that's kind of the key tenets of constructivism. One example of an app that deals with constructivism or a tool, Web 2.0 tool is MindMeister. Online collaboration. Great because you're organizing your thoughts and you're building it together. Example of another theory here is connectivism. Connectivism is not necessarily a new theory, but it's an important one. So you have the different tenets of connectivism where thinking and learning go hand in hand. Learning is creation, not just consumption. And students can learn outside of the traditional classroom. It's very social, engaging that way, and you build networks, not only for students, but for teachers as well. Example of this is Twitter, of course, where we can also, as teachers, build PLNs or personal learning networks to grow and learn online collaboratively, no matter where you are. The next theory we're looking at is cognitive load. The cognitive load theory basically is an information learning theory based on the idea that the mind has working memory, long-term memory, and something called schema. Implications basically are that too much of anything, even if it's as cute as bunnies, well, it's not good. Too much information, too much detail can overload our knowledge, our system. So we have to, as teachers, chunk the material using a lot of repetition. Example of a place you can find cognitive load is Citizendia. It's basically similar to Wikipedia. It was a competitor at one point. It was really going less in usage lately, but it's too much information. A lot of detail, which can be a good thing, but also not necessarily the most effective learning tool either. So this is an example of cognitive load. Instead, right now, we want to look at media ecology. Media ecology, the basic principles are that technology, we have modes of communication and nodes of information which shape human affairs. Technology affects and shapes the way that humans work and run our affairs. It's like a dragon, basically, imposing its will. This is what technology is. Example of this is Facebook, where because of our we all collaborate, we're online with Facebook, we customize, but it also drives the way we interpret our society, interpret relationships, and collaborate together as well. The opposite of media ecology is really Scott, or the social construction technology theory. This is an antithesis to media ecology. Basic principles are that it's a theory of methodology where human actions shape technology. This is Marshall McLuhan again with the medium is the message. We're like bees working to create our honeycomb, where we eventually are the ones who actually create our own knowledge. This is sometimes called technology constructivism. The most famous example of this is by Wiebe Bierker. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He was a Dutch professor who wrote a famous work in 1995 called The Bicycle's Bakelits and Bulbs, where he argues that the bicycle is different depending upon who uses it, our perceptions. So we, as humans, shape technology more than technology actually shapes us as well. Again, this is an antithesis really to media ecology theory. So, my favorite one, I think, is constructivism. I mean, we need a little bit of each of these theories to consideration, but I like constructivism a lot because of what it means to get students really engaged with their technology and forming their own ideas of what technology is and how to use it and implementing it in their daily practice. So, what does this all mean? For us as teachers, we need to keep seeking out technology, new technology, and finding ways to integrate it so that we're not saying, oh, here's a technology class, but rather bringing it into our daily lessons, our daily classes, and then getting our students opportunities to use it so that it becomes a secondhand activity where we can seamlessly integrate it into part of our daily lessons and lives. We go from looking like this guy to this guy, much more confident and comfortable with new technology. Remember, you don't have to be a superhero to use technology, but with some practice, you just might start feeling like one could fly. Reach for the stars and get your students to do the same. This with technology, there really is a limit. Thanks.